Thanks, Rob. All right, now we're going to take a quick look at today's business headlines. And probably with that, we're going to bring in Executive Vice President for the Commonwealth Foundation, Jennifer Stefano, and accounting professor at Montclair State University, Dan Geltrude. Happy Monday to you both.
Monday morning,
Alex. All right, guys, the market is taking major losses last week after the news that the U.S. inflation hit a 40-year high at 8.6%. Futures are way down this morning ahead of the opening bell. So, Jennifer, what advice can you give investors as we head into a new trading week?
When the market is volatile, you should not be. That's what I like to tell investors. Number one, pay down your debt. Number two, have an emergency fund of 6 months to a year, 3 months at minimum. And number three, consistent investing. You should have had a plan before things went haywire. Consistently invest. As Warren Buffett said, index the major indices, follow them along, and you should be fine. Don't be volatile when the market is.
Very good advice. All right, so the price of food skyrocketing. The price of meat up 14%, cereal over 11.6%, dairy up 11.8%. I mean, Dan, how can the average American afford these prices at this point?
Well, we're getting to the point where it's really getting untenable for the American people right now. They simply are getting to the point where they can't afford the necessities. So it was one thing to say, all right, well, maybe we have to cut out that vacation and tighten our belts in other places. Not that that's a great thing for the economy, but it's something that you can live without. When we start to get to the point where our food costs are just getting too expensive, well, that's when the American people are really going to feel the pain. And I think they're going to fight back at the ballot box in November.
Absolutely. Well, the national average gas price, no one's shocked by this at this point, breaking over the $5 mark, currently at a staggering $5.01. Jennifer, this is a gain of 58 cents just in the past month. Do you see any end in sight?
Well, I think President Biden is going abroad. I mean, ostensibly, he says it's for other things, but we are on bended knee to the OPEC countries, and that is the only strategy other than to blame Vladimir Putin that the current administration has. And it's most unfortunate because we have enough energy here in the United States to power ourselves and to help power the world. But that still would take years to get production online and then to lower gas prices. So right now, the United States is reduced to the position of groveling to the OPEC nations, and that is most unfortunate for all of us.
I want to switch gears just a little bit. This is what Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz had to say about employees returning to work. Take a listen.
Despite everything I've tried to do to get our people back to work.
You want them back. I mean,
I want them back. I pleaded with them. I said, I'll get on my knees. I'll do push-ups, whatever you want. Come back. No, they are not coming back at the level I want them to. And we're a very collaborative, creative group. And I realize that I'm an old school person, and this is a different generation. And I've been schooled by our people. Don't say too much. So, we have to establish a new way of working.
All right, Dan, so after hearing that, what are your initial thoughts?
That is laughable coming from a corporate leader, that he's going to get on his knees and beg employees to come back to work. I mean, does that motivate anybody? I don't think so. It's the opposite tact that Elon Musk is taking, whereby he's saying, get back to work or you're terminated. Look, what ultimately happens here is at some point in time, the economy starts to shift to the point where employers have the leverage. Right now, employees have the leverage. So they're deciding how they want to work. At some point, when it shifts, that's when workers will get back to the office because they have to.
Yeah. Well, Jennifer, Dan just mentioned Elon Musk. Let's talk a little Tesla. They are now looking at a 3-for-1 stock split. So, Jennifer, can you break down the logistics of what that exactly means for investors?
Yeah, this is good news for Elon Musk and for everyone who's invested in Tesla. There's rarely going to be a stock split if they think things are going to go poorly in the future. So I think as Tesla is forecasting out, they're saying, okay, this is a great way for us to continue to build investment into the institution. And I know they're working on a 1,000,000-mile electric battery, one that would last for 1,000,000 miles, and they need capital to do that. So, and they want to reward the people that are staying loyal to them and continuing to invest. This is a long-term play by Musk.
We only have about 30 seconds left, but I do want to get this one in here. I want to end on a fun note. Today is International Axe Throwing Day. And across the United States, the axe throwing business model has hit a bullseye with Americans. Dan, have you thrown an axe? Will you be throwing an axe?
Yes, I will be throwing some axes in the near future. Not at anybody, by the way, but simply at the target. And I have some thoughts in my imagination as to who I would like to see in that bullseye.
As long as they are just thoughts in your brain. Jennifer Stefano, Dan Geltrude, thank you both for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.